What's good, mates? Tino here to State of Decay 2. I want to do a to-do list for State of Decay 2. Rather call it a wish list. Things that State of Decay 2 needs before it's the stage where it doesn't need any more huge updates or improvements. But so my number one issue with State of Decay 2 is, or the wish I'm expressing since months now, the most important thing. Oh right, the ceremonial Thompson has no zoom in function, so have to go like that. A better AI, a more functional, well-functioning, balanced AI system, not just like playing with enlisted followers who don't even know how to wipe their own butt or infect their hands after jerking off in a corner on the base, something like that. Like, they're so useless until they start doing an action and participating in a fight. Since, Jesus, what happened? She just teleported. That's also another thing that needs to be fixed. Oh wow, awesome. That's when I'm doing the stuff live and have not my headphones on. Didn't even heard the thing coming. So, a smarter AI, which actually she's so useless with endurance, close combat. A better AI, definitely. Something I need for months. Something more useful, like it's a game with RPG element, an open world RPG element. Oh, come on. Influenced game. I mean, more RPG elements than regular zombie games. For example, that island is less RPG-ish. I mean, yeah, it has a mission and side quests system and even skill system, but it's not so, doesn't have as many diversities and specializations as, for example, State of Decay 2. Focus on more different builds and special characters. You have the traits, stuff that island or for example, Dying Light doesn't have, or Left 4 Dead especially not. Then the next thing, I mean, yeah, the improved, it's not even right saying that. They didn't improve the loot itself, they just differentiated not the diversity, but the loot system, how it's spread across the map and in certain containers and buildings. So they just switched some numbers, some digital codes in the system, not the loot system itself. It needs to be more balanced and the rewards need to be better on Nightmare Zone, which was now even decreased with a harder Nightmare Zone, just by saying, hey, it's just fair or just right. If the games gets harder, also the loot needs to be decreased or scarcer. I mean, yeah, scarcer in a certain way, but not impossible to play or completely unfair, unrewarding. Stuff like that. Oh, fuck off, come on. What is she doing? Just wanted to kill this one. And then the last one, wherever he is. 8 more. Oh cool, how convenient. I love this game. Oh, it's so awesome. It's so much fun with this mechanics like worse than a game in the 90s.
Hey neighbors, I'm wondering if
So
I could borrow some labor for a bit.
the next thing is a bigger diversity of missions. I mean, look at this. It's always the same stuff, always. Survival activity, hey, I need help. I got split from my enclave, from my base. Then the militaries, for example, here zombie veterans. Then a cannibal enclave. Then the alcoholics, the brewers, or however they are called. I don't know, they have a certain pre-rolled set of names. There's just a selection of 5 different names for a certain enclave type. Then there's the enclave that provides you, I don't know, jogging buddies. There's always the same stuff. And then, oh, grab your Independence Pack weapons and visit a bounty broker, and Radeon has a mission for you, and then you just have to clear out infestations or a play card or stuff like that. And this game needs a bigger diversity of missions. That's my number one wish. Even higher than higher than my need for better loot, even though I'm a loot junkie. Loot-wise, I'm only talking about rare weapons, like the Sokun 2, the Spec Ops Vector, or Spec Ops Vector SMG, the M4X2 Light, the GSGW, stuff like that. And that's also another thing that I've been arguing about and critiquing for months now. or not really for months, not for a very long time, but it's something that I got an eye on recently, that for the past few updates, that they throw out small updates each and every month, and every, I don't know, 3 or 4 months it's a bigger one, but it's not actually really big. For example, this one was the last one, update 21. Jesus, he flew across the whole map. Stupid fashion updates each and every month. I mean, now it's just the coming back of the fearsome footage pack, but instead of doing stuff like that, it's completely useless and just fashion-like. We're not on Fashion Souls or Dark Souls. I mean, it got the name Fashion Souls. Wow, that's what I'm talking about. You turn your back, you get bitten in the neck. It's so stupid, it's so... That's why this game will never be my favorite zombie game. It will always be the classic Resident Evil 2 from 98. Always that one. Especially since the Zs are
I need to finish it.
better mechanic, better implemented in the game. They're just dumb, look at them. They're so stupid, so generic, always coded the same and working the same. Look. They're just working by being unbalanced and spawning on your back, and then they just do that. They teleport or suddenly spawn behind you, fuck off. Sometimes it provides a lot of fun, and trying new weapons, for example, yes, of course, but it's nothing new to the game itself, nothing game changing, or a game changer itself, nothing that provides a longevity for this game. For example, the Enclave on Nightmare Zone was for more than 2.5 years an issue now, or almost 2.5 years now. Yeah, the game is out for 28, 29 months now. Until the recent update, they left things unchanged. The Nightmare Enclave or Hostiles, matter of fact, was still aimboarding, was shooting you down even far away on long distance, long range with 1 or 2 bullets. Merely missed anything. It's just a ridiculous game mechanic of being unbalanced. Not actually use of increasing the difficulty itself, just making things more unbalanced and less rewarding. The risk was bigger than the reward ratio, and it still is, due to the fact that the thing that I mentioned before, earlier.
Looks like we've got...
Another thing that's on a high priority on my wish list. Wow, they're all latching on me, using this ridiculous jump animation. The next thing that keeps the game itself interesting was something they did right in the first place, instead of just implementing one map, like in the first State of Decay.
No, the zombies are coming.
They
How will we survive?
have put in 3 into this game, and then a 4th map with Providence Ridge, but I think a 5th and final map before they can really actually retire this game and stop supporting it so much is if they will release a 5th and final map, as I said before. I'm not saying that it needs to be executed in the next 1 or 2 months, but as a big final update within the next 5 or 6 months, for example January, February, maybe in March, like the Juggernaut edition this year, not last year. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of work, but you already have the template. You have Trumbull Valley from Heartland. More of the look from State of Decay 1, because State of Decay 1 was way more fun in my personal experience and my opinion. Even though it has less features, less functions, and for example you can't invite your friends, can play multiplayer. It's actually more challenging, because a map keeps players engaged for the long run. So yeah, I would recommend the Trumbull Valley from State of Decay 1, and if you played a lot of State of Decay 2, give State of Decay 1 a shot. The Year 1 Survival Edition. Also stamina worked better in the first State of Decay. I mean, you had less inventory slots, but they weren't overcumbered so fast. Mumbling here around. Because it's once again pretty late. I always have to do shit like this. That's why I'm never so active in talking, so talkative, and sound very tired or bored maybe, but I'm not bored. I can assure you that. And I also don't hate this game, even though I'm critiquing this game a lot, but you have to reconsider the thing that I was talking about earlier, but I haven't finished my sentence about this topic. You have to reconsider that if you play this game for a certain amount of time, or each and every game, I'm playing this game for around 500 or more than 500 hours now, because I also played back then on the Xbox One. the regular State of Decay 2 version for around 40 to 60 hours. I'm not very sure about the time, but I'm now at around 450 on my Steam version. So I also want to hear your ideas, if you have some, your wish list. I mean, I already asked you that a couple of times, or actually many times, but this was or will be one of my last recommendation videos to State of Decay 2, since State of Decay 2 is getting near to an end, in my opinion. After January or February next year, they will be losing at least 30 to 40% of the players that they're having now still in this game. So they already lost, I think, around 20 to 30% what I'm seeing from active players on Steam. And what was it, the Epic launcher or something? I don't know, the other launchers where this game was also recently released. So yeah, the numbers are decreasing, and this game is nothing for the extreme long run. So I'm saying RPG game time numbers like Grim Dawn, several hundred hours or 1,000 hours. Skyrim, doing everything in Skyrim for 1 or 2 different characters, you also have around 500 to 700, 800 hours in the game. Or The Witcher 3, or any Fallout game, at least from the 3D ones. So it's not an RPG, a full-blown RPG, even though it has the skills system, the trade system, even though hero bonuses are an awesome thing, just like the trades that work way better than compared to State of Decay 1. But your opinion down below in the comments, please, if you'd like to share them. If not, it's cool. Thank you a lot for tuning in, and have a great day.